What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. And as you guys can see, as we hit the tail end here, doing some superlative videos, giving you guys some top fives of the year to end. Just a heads up, I will have top 5 battles of the year out tomorrow. These are all just my personal takes on it. No, my list is not the right list, it's just my list. And as for today, we are doing the top 5 body bags of 2022. It's been a full year in battle rap. I've been critical of it. I said it's been the worst year since 2013, which is still probably true, but I think that the tail end of 2022 is definitely like brought it together to be, a substantial, a decent year, an okay year maybe. And one thing that we definitely did not have a lack of was body bags. Actually going through that, there has been a lot of lopsided wins this year. So as usual with my top 5s, we're going to start out with some of the honorable mentions that I think just missed the cut. With bodies, it really just depends on what you prefer. Usually if your favorite battler gets a body, you'll say that. We know that there's some that are locked for the top, but we're going to go through a few of the honorable mentions, and then we're going to go over, in my opinion, what the top 5 worst deaths, worst body bags were of 2022. So without further ado, let's talk about the body bags that just missed the list. So, first battle we're going to start out with is Kid Slade versus Stumbles. Obviously, a breakout performance for Kid Slade on the Irving Plaza stage at Homecoming. Stumbles has a hard stumble in his first round, really never recovered momentum-wise from it. So this is just as clean as 30 as it gets. I just think some of the other battles here, there's a little bit more impact, a little bit more ugliness to it. But I think this is a battle everyone knows is up there as one of the most lopsided battles of the year. Second up that we're going to mention is one that could really be stretched into like 4, and you'll understand what I'm about to say. What we're going to mention here is Jerry West versus Lou Castro. Now, if I really wanted to, we could talk about Jerry West versus Lou, Drugs versus Lou Castro, Torque versus Lou Castro. Just hasn't been that great of a year in the books for Lou Castro, especially, we know that there was kind of these issues going into the end of last year, and then it's definitely been stretched out for most of 2022. But I just want to highlight on the worst one. I'm not going to sit here and talk about 3 different bad losses for a guy. I think Jerry versus Lou, though, a battle that I reviewed on this channel, was dark. I know Twerk versus Lou got dark too, but I thought that was the best Jerry West that I've ever seen versus probably the worst Lou Castro I've ever seen. Choked in all 3 rounds, but even some of the content he got out was really spotty. He was really awkward, talking to the crowd, trying to play it off, doing what he can. At that point, you're in the situation that you're in, try to entertain. But when you get a guy at that 100, like career all-time good, some of the best punches, props, everything, performance that Jerry's had versus, a guy that's basically not fighting back. I think out of all the, Lou Castro body bags this year, that's the one to me that really, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Hopefully a good bounce back year for Lou next year. I think maybe if he just cuts down the volume of battles and just a little more particular with his matchups, maybe not always the biggest top tier, take some stylistic stuff, take some guys in your bracket that are also building their craft, make some good matches in there. But, Jerry West versus Lou Castro. And as for the last honorable mention here, one that is bizarre, probably the worst in terms of optics, is Jazz versus Shice Raw. Now, for many, this should be top 5. And I'm not mad at you if you have this at top 5. The only thing is, going into this battle, I did not see a world where Shice Raw didn't get, absolutely murdered. So when you get into it, it's kind of tough. I don't want to, it's just about bodies. So for some people, it might just be about the visual aspect, the gap. And there is not a lot of battles this year with a larger gap of victory. Definitely, a very good Jazz versus bizarre Shice Raw performance with, health implications and pop-up ENTs. I mean, it was a circus. I think some of these other battles are just a little bit more impactful and feats of strength, maybe the stage they happen on too. That'll be all up for debate. Like I said, with body bags, it just comes down to your preference. But definitely have to mention Shice Raw's, her passing versus Jazz in that battle. But without further ado, respect to all the battlers that got bodied too on this list. Obviously, there's going to be some talk in this video that's not great, we're referring to deaths and things of that nature, but these battles don't define you as a talent. Just want to throw that in there in case anybody watches this and a joke is cracked or something of that nature. We are talking about the body bag, so if you're on the receiving end of one of these losses, obviously it's not the best, but that doesn't represent you as a talent. But with that message given, without further ado, let's hop into the top 5 body bags of 2022. So at number 5, we are going to first talk about Tay Rock versus TTop on Gnome 12, a battle I got to see in the building for, and going into the prediction, I had Tay Rock, but I had him 2-1. Some people had this being a dirty 30, but I just thought, shout out to the boss, the dirty 30s, but I just thought that Top would understand the moment. Tay Rock in a 3-rounder, big stage. Kind of been waiting on this battle for a minute, and this was just as lopsided as it gets. And this is there's a couple things that make this, a body more than just one guy being way better than the other. Obviously, the gap in material is there, and a big part of that is TTop falling victim of picking the wrong angles. Obviously, the angles about Tay Rock's sexuality has not been working. It worked with Mook. He sold us a bit of a lemon in terms of evidence, but he wrapped it, he packaged it well, and now everybody's tried the angle, and the angle simply just doesn't land like that. There's no real proof behind it. There's no nothing. And outside of that, T-Top was rapping a little bit, I thought a little weird on the pace. You could just tell that he felt like he was losing. And then on top of that, not only is Rock rapping these great pockets, this great content, they're like 8-minute rounds, bro. Rock was rapping too damn long. I remember after the second round, man, I was tired all day in that Texas heat. And then Tay Rock's rapping like 30 minutes. But with that being said, obviously a great Tay Rock performance. And we're talking about a guy that was 8 out of 10, if not more, 9 out of 10 type of good versus one of the worst T-Tops we've seen in a year that hasn't been that great for T-Top, hasn't treated him that well. This is probably that top loss that we look at and be like, yeah, that was the worst of the worst from this year. So Tay Rock was able to capitalize an opponent that took some of the wrong approaches, just kind of punches lights out. And that's why at number 5, I have Tay Rock's body bag over T-Top. And right from there, we can jump into number 4, which is paired with something in the honorable mentions. Obviously, the Frenemies card had a few lopsided battles. We talked about Jazz versus Shice Raw. And now at number 4, we're going to talk about Easy to Block Captain over Big T. Another battle similar to Jazz and Shice Raw, where the talent gap going in, everyone called this a 30 and a murder going in. And on one hand, when I think a battle is that, like it's 95-5 on the polls going in, it goes in, it's a 95-5 result. Yeah, it's a body, but when it's that telegraphed, I almost feel like not putting it up. But what I did not expect is Easy to Block Captain to probably have his best all-around performance and possibly his best material this year for Big T. Just compared to his other battles, his other performances in battles, not that he faced Calico on SM, which is more important, Goods, Verb hasn't exactly been the hardest to beat either. But just if you compare his material in those battles to this one, I think pure performance-wise, his energy and actually how he controlled the stage, part of that being comfortable, being at home, being in Philly, his actual content turned Big T to a slim fit. Even his little bit of legacy talk he was getting into, which for a guy this early in his career, it's funny, but the money talk, that was my business money. This is my new couch money. Calling a man new couch money is absolutely ridiculous. And that's kind of, what this battle is. And on top of that, Big T gave what Big T performances looked like in recent times. A little bit of just words rhyming all over the place. Kind of just sounds at times happening. A bit of a confusing round. You can get a little bit lost at parts when he was rapping. And just simply was not a good performance. So, bad Big T. Best Easy that we possibly have seen this year. That's going to be, one of just the worst results of the year. And that's why I have Easy's body bag over Big T at number 4 on the list. And from there, we enter the top 3 body bags of the year. Hard territory to be in if you're on the losing side of this. Once again, I'm saying, respect to you guys. Some things just don't go your way. And great if you're on the winning side of it. And at number 3, the only one-round battle on this list, you knew that you guys were going to see it eventually. I have Gotti versus Mike P. This one, obviously when it comes down to the personals, the angle about Mike's girl, this is one of the bigger ones that's been done so far. Might be the last one that's really been done definitively that's going to work. It looks like Mike's bounced back and gotten a good little win streak, couple good wins after, he did lose to Chilla Jones, but from there, the Sharon battle, the Nun Nun battle, I like what Mike is doing, even some of his work on iBattle. But starting from here, even Mike tells him himself, it's one of the worst body bag losses you can think of. Mike went second, and usually what happens, I feel like in bodies, is someone goes first, they're lackluster, you go second, you snatch momentum. But Geechee went first, and simply his round was just so powerful at home, had everybody screaming, use a bitch at the end. And when you have all that going down, and then Mike just comes with regular punches, good, decent punches at that, wasn't the best written bars ever, like the Toy Story Haymaker regular wordplay. Was the wrong material to bring, wrong approach to bring to that type of battle. Geechee absolutely wiped the floor with him in one of the most memorable one-round body bags, not just this year, but in the history of battle rap. And some people are going to have this at 1. For me, it's a 1-rounder compared to some others here that are 3-rounders and even have some outside components working into it. So you can only go so far with 1 round unless you ended a guy's career. That didn't happen. So great body. Not number 1, but really dope and comes in at number 3, Gotti over Mike P. And from there, we can get to the runner-up for the biggest body bag of the year. And this one, to me, as I said before, outside components factor into some of these battles, and this is one of those. And that's why at runner-up, I have Stumbles versus Snake Eyes as in the UM5 one-offs. This one is obviously beef that went all throughout the year, a physical altercation, a stolen belt that led to them battling. Now they both had belts, and somebody won somebody else's belt twice after stealing it the first time. Everybody knows the Stumbles and Snake story, and it's really incredible because going into this, I had referred to Stumbles as a local talent. And I'm going to be real, Stumbles hasn't done too much now that we're at the end of the year with that original buzz. The chokes are still there. I think the material is there. He actually, as I said in my review, the clean paper and Stumbles battle is aging a little bit close. Now that it's on cam, I think it's a little bit closer than I had it in the building. Actually, a good Stumbles performance. I think you could debate he won it. But with that being said, this is kind of that lone, clear win. Just this is what got Stumbles going and kind of made him a real battler. And a real, it turned Stumbles from a meme to like a real battle rapper that is battle rapping and people want to see. Dominance went into there, did exactly what he was supposed to do with the material. Real talk. Plus the personal take on it. If my mother was like your mother, your eye wouldn't look like that. So stuff like the beat your ass, portion, the moment at the end, playing hit 'em up. It's just so many different things to this. This is a body that turns into a moment, which I believe is the big part about these top 3 battles we're talking about here. All of them are such big victories and such dramatic victories, it gets considered as a moment. Mike P, is like, that's a moment for Gotti. You know what I'm saying? There was moments created in Stumbles versus Snake. And when you take into the history, everything that went into it, I think that, from the fight to losing the battle, that's why, Stumbles body bag over Snake Eyes is the runner-up. Now, without further ado, even though some of you might have guessed it, let's get into the number 1 spot. And at this top spot, I do have Shotgun Shug versus Chess on SM12. For me, this is not a hard one to decide. 3 rounds on a Summer Madness of absolute destruction. In terms of an SM body, I do believe there was a body that night. I do believe that Surf also bodied JC that night, but I thought Surf was, I think Surf said himself he's about like 70, 75% free Surf as always. Still a good performance, but Shug was killer mode versus a Chess that could not get his sentences out. On top of that, the imagery of them, Jersey literally pulling twerk off of him. The crowd was chanting 2-0 chants, bro. 2-0 chants don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying? Do I have to explain in more words, what Shug did to Chess? The optics of the throwing up, but the bars that Shug had too, the absolutely incredible pace, knife in chest, in the middle of chest, now he's Brock Lesnar. Some of the best writing Shug's ever had. Shug is one of the best performers ever, and it's some of the best performing he's ever had. Completely cleansely. I could go on and on and on praising this, but in terms of literally the margin and victory, I don't think there's been a bigger margin of victory than Chess and Shotgun Shug. And for Shotgun Shug, who's having one of the best years, if not the best year of his career, 12 years in, this, I think, is that key performance you put at the top of that Cody case he's been making. And to me, that's why Shotgun Shug's body bag win over Chess is the biggest body of the year in 2022. And with that being said, guys, that is my full list of the top bodies of 2022. I just wanted to put these together. I know these are the big topics we talk about at the end of the year, and they're good talking points. So I want to hear your guys' opinions down below. Let me know your list, or just let me know down in the comments your favorite body bag this year. Not necessarily the best. There's been big victories, but there's bodies I didn't even get to mention here. Like some of those Luke Castro losses, if you think some of those margins of victory, but if you're a twerk fan and you think that should go up there. It's not mine, but Sue Surf definitely beat JC's biggest moment in JC's career, and Surf kind of in a reserved fashion cleaned that up for a clear victory. That's very impressive, if not the biggest margin. So just let me know down below your thoughts. There's been a lot of body bags this year, and it's a dope topic to debate. As I said, top 5 battles will be coming up, very similar format tomorrow. I wanted to get those 2 out. And as for the top battlers, there's going to be some stuff in the future, whether it's on this channel or in another platform, where I'm going to get to talk, a little bit more about high-ranking battlers and things of that nature. So just keep your eye out, We will eventually get to talk about that, but just wait in due time. I think I got something special for that. But As I said, these is my top 5 body bags of the year. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of it. And top 5 battles on the way to you guys tomorrow. But it's been a cool year of battle rap. I'm happy to have it all covered. I'm happy to be a part of media too, you know, jumping into this, and the welcome that you guys have given me here, man. I don't get to talk about it a lot, but like the love you guys show me, even for, you know, my channel. 160 subs is nothing crazy, but just the supporters that consistently, you know, DM me comments. I mean, just, I love battle rap, and I love y'all guys, man. At the end of the day, all I want to do is talk battle rap. That's all I'm here to do. So as long as we all got that love and respect, and we all share the love for this is like a dream for me, man. I love doing this as like a part of my, you know, a part of my life. So thank y'all as always, man. It's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.